Hey, good afternoon. I hope the noise in the background of the lawnmowers doesn't interfere with our video today. But today we're going to look at reviewing Block 5, Topic 1. We've done all the lessons, and I hope you finished it online. There are some documents provided in Google Classroom for you to take notes on and to do some practice. Since I don't know much about this, I provided both the same document in a PDF and a Google Doc form. So if you use the Google Doc, you can make a copy and then you can write on it, or use the PDF and use Adobe and edit it. If you want to just do the work on paper, then you could take a picture of that and turn it in, whatever works best for you. I do want you to turn it in, and then I'd like for you to work on Math 180 as much as you have time. So if some other classes run short or you've got extra time today, I'd like to see us making some more progress with that. So everything we've done in Topic 1 has been to review fractions, to review how to compare fractions. And we've gone over 4 different strategies. So the ones that used common features were the common numerator strategy. And that's where you focus on the denominators. You think about the denominators. So it's actually kind of the opposite that you might think about. If it's the common numerator, focus on the denominator. So something like 3/8 and 3/9. We've got that common numerator, but the denominators are different. So you have to think about the size of the piece. Which piece would be larger, which piece would be smaller? With 3/8 and 3/9, I could cut a cake into 8 pieces. I could cut a cake into 9 pieces. If I have to cut the cake into 9 pieces, those 9 pieces are smaller than if I cut the cake into 8 pieces. So 3/8 is greater than 3/9. The other one we had was the common denominator. So these are our 2 common features. So for this one, think about the numerator. So it's opposite. If they have common numerators, think about the denominator. If they have common denominators, think about the numerator. So that would be like 4/10 and 8/10. From the denominator, we know that both of these are the same size pieces. So I've either got 4 of them or I've got 8. 4 is less than 8. So 4/10 has to be less than 8/10. In the next lesson, we compared fractions to a benchmark. And the 2 benchmarks we used, we either compared to half or we compared to 1. So if I'm looking at 2/6 and 5/8, I don't have the common numerator, I don't have the common denominator, but what I do know is that half, when I'm talking about 6, is 3/6, and half, when I'm talking about 8, is 5/8. So since half is 4/8. Since 5/8 is bigger than 4/8, then 5/8 must be greater than 2/6, or 2/6 is less than 5/8. And the last one was comparing to 1. Let's see, 7/8 or 10/9. And what you need to recognize right at the beginning is that 10/9 is an improper fraction. 10/9 has a larger numerator than a denominator, so 7/8 has got to be smaller than 10/9 because 10/9 is larger than 1. All right. So now you have 4 problems here to try on your own, to name the strategy, and to put in the correct symbols. So either using greater than or less than, compare these. And I hope these show up better on your document than they are right here on mine. I'm not sure what that's even supposed to be, so if we have to skip that one, we can. Pause the video if you want. Do those now before moving on, or you can keep watching and come back and do this later at your own time. All right, so here's where you're going to use all 4 of those skills together to put these fractions in order from least to greatest. And you'll remember in the video before, I drew a number line, I put 0 and a half and 1, And then I started putting those fractions on so you could get them in order. So I'd like for you to do that too, and then send it to me later so I can see how everybody's doing. One of the other lessons we did in this topic was how to create a fraction equal to 1/2. So if you want to know the numerator, you have to take the denominator and divide it by 2. If you want to know the denominator, you have to take the numerator and divide it by 2. Multiply it by 2. So let's say I wanted something out of 10 that equaled 1/2. So I want a numerator. I take the denominator, divide it by 2, and that gives me my numerator. 5/10 is the same as 1/2. If I want to know a denominator, then I'd start with the numerator, multiply it by 2 to get that denominator. So you have a couple of these to try on your own as well. Then we've got some things for you to think about and write out. And if I was really good, I'd probably have you share this on Flipgrid in your own words. And maybe we'll try that later. But I want to make sure that you understand what a fraction that equals 1 looks like. I need you to describe that for me on your work. And then on number 7 here, I need you to describe for me what a fraction that's greater than 1 looks like, because that's going to be important in that skill of comparing to 1. You have to know what a fraction that's greater than 1 looks like. And that's it. So let's try something here. So then on Friday, you'll have a Kahoot. That'll be kind of like a quiz. We'll just see how you're doing, see if we need to go back and review this or whether you've got it mastered. And I hope you've got it mastered. If you haven't finished Block 5 Topic 1 on Math 180, please do that. If you have, you may want to go back and review it. And I'll see you on Friday, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.